Morning, children. Let me start with the new chapter, soil. Okay, chapter number 9. So when we start speaking about like soil, children. So soil is such an important natural resources like water, like sunlight, like forest, like wildlife. Okay, but the majorly the important natural resources are like sun, water, rainfall, and the soil. A very important natural resources. Right? So such a thing which is going to provide us food through crops. A lot of organisms do live in the soil, okay, which contains nutrients, humus in the soil, which is going to enrich the crops. These crops we do get from them food, okay. Then water, nutrients from the soil are being provided to the crops, to the plants. Then it's a home for a lot of microorganisms. It's a home for many of the organisms which are present in the soil. Then we can consider it as it's very essential for the agriculture purposes. Soil without soil we can't find any like agriculture things in our country. Then agriculture provides food, clothing, shelter for all of us. When we start speaking about other things about agriculture, like about many more things about this soil, okay. What are the things we are using nowadays, like polythene bags, plastic bags. These in turn they are going to pollute the soil. They in turn they are going to pollute the soil. They are going to decrease the fertility of the soil. They are going to decrease the fertility of the soil. They are going to damage. They are going to kill the microorganisms which are present in the soil. They are going to kill the microorganisms which are present in the soil. Then we do find whatever the things we are using nowadays, the chemical fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, the things we are saying. These things, what are the things, the chemical fertilizers, the insecticides, pesticides which we are using in agriculture practices. So these are the new modern techniques which are being used in agriculture. They are polluting our soil. Okay, the modernized use of the fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides. The modern agricultural practices. These practices they have polluted our soil. They are going to decrease the fertility. They are going to decrease the fertility of our soil. Then we have to decrease the use of these chemical fertilizers in our agriculture. Then because actually the use of these the modernized agricultural practices has in turn reduced the fertility of our soil, damaging or very importantly, like they are killing our microorganisms which are present in our soil. So ಇದೇನು ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಕೀಟನಾಶಕ ಬಳಸುವುದರಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕ ಗೊಬ್ಬರವನ್ನು ಬಳಸುವುದರಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಇವೆಲ್ಲದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಫಲವತ್ತತೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ದಿನೇ ದಿನೇ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ನೀವೇನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂತೀರ, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಐ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದೀಸ್ ಈಗ ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಕತ್ತೀವ್ರಿ, ನಾವು ಕೀಟನಾಶಕ ಬಳಸಕತ್ತೀವ್ರಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಪೆಸ್ಟಿಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಪೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಾಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಾಕ ಏನಂತಾರೆ, ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟಿಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವೇನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇವು ಮಣ್ಣೊಳಗೆ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇವಾಗ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾವು ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸರ್ಸ್. ನಾವು ಈಗ ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಸಾವಯವ ಕೃಷಿಯನ್ನು ಮರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗೇನು ಕೌಡಂಗ್ ಹಾಕೋದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹಸಿರು ಗೊಬ್ಬರ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅರ್ತ್ ವರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇವುಗಳ ಬಳಕೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಈಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆದರೆ ಏನು ನಾವೀಗ ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಬಳಕೆಯಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಮಣ್ಣೊಳಗೆ ಬರೀ ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕ substances only, these chemical substances are only full with the soil. If there is a lot of rain, actually these chemical things they are going to get washed away with the rainwater and they are going to in turn join some water bodies. So water bodies also they are going to get polluted. Whatever the aquatic animals which are in the water bodies, even they are going to die. Actually when the water bodies are getting polluted because of the use of these modern agricultural practices, water bodies are going to get polluted. In turn, the aquatic animals which are in the water bodies like rivers, maybe like ponds, like wells, when these aquatic animals also die, we knowingly or unknowingly what can happen? We eat of these, we consume these aquatic animals like fish and all. There is a continuous transfer of chemicals in this ecosystem, children. There is a continuous transfer of these chemicals in this ecosystem. ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಕೋಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸರದಲ್ಲಿ. This process we call it by the name like biomagnification. Biomagnification. So what we have to do, we have to minimize the use of the chemical fertilizers in our agricultural practices. Then to tell you the things like when we take a glass of water, children. Let me take out a glass of water. To this glass of water ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಒಂದು ಮುಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಮಣ್ಣು, soil, you come and put in this. Okay, when it gets completely dissolved, when this soil gets completely dissolved, we do find like the layers, the different layers of soil, down at the bottom we can find like gravel ಅಂದ್ರೆ soil particles, big soil particles. They are going to settle at the bottom. Here some like middle layer we can find like sand can get deposited. One more layer we can see like clay can get deposited, and one more layer like we can find water can get deposited. Okay, and one more layer, children, here one more layer we can find like humus. We can find like humus andre ಏನು, dead and decaying organic matter present in the soil. Humus means, children, dead and decaying organic matter, which is present in the soil. This dead and decaying means anything, the plants which are died, animals which are died, some food which is been thrown out in the soil, some vegetable cuttings, fruit cuttings which are thrown out in the soil, they are going to finally what? They are going to get, they start decaying, na? Maybe the plant may be died, maybe the animal may be died, something the food waste, vegetable waste, kitchen waste, vegetable cuttings, fruit cuttings, anything which is going to get mixed in the soil, which is going to get decomposed, which is going to get decayed in the soil. ಯಾವಾಗ ಅದು ಮಣ್ಣೊಳಗೆ ಕೊಳಿತೈತಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು it is going to ಕೊಳತ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, it is going to get mixed in the soil. So this organic matter only, I am going to call it by the name like dead and decaying organic matter present in soil is called by the name like humus. Very important like component which must be present in all the types of soil, which is going to make the soil in turn fertile. Soil becomes rich with nutrients. Okay, then so this is what like we can find the different layers of soil. We can find the different layers of soil in our earth. Okay, then how was the soil formed? How was the soil formed means the breaking down of rocks. From big rocks, when they started breaking down, when they started cracking down, this actual cracking down of rocks, when they started cracking down, why they started cracking down, what I should tell, why they started cracking down? Because of this sunlight, because of this rain, because of this wind, they started cracking down. Because of this sunlight was falling on the rocks, because of the rain which was falling on the rocks, because of the wind which was falling on the rocks, they started cracking down. and they started breaking down to smaller like rocks. The further these smaller rocks also they started cracking down. So finally, like the rock was broken down into like sand particles only. Okay, this process was called by the name like children, weathering of rocks. Weathering of rocks means what? Weathering of rocks means what? It is nothing but the breaking down of rocks into small rocks. Further, it was broken down to the like sand particles. So this process was called by the name like weathering of rocks, breaking down of rocks to form the rock like sand-like particles, which was this sand-like particles, children, which was the end product of sand, was the like sand particles were the end product of the breaking down of these rocks. Breaking down of rocks weathering of rocks. Finally, this sand particles which was getting mixed with the humus, here. This sand particles which got mixed with the humus formed the soil on the earth. Sand particles plus humus form the soil on the earth. Okay. In this soil also we do find different layers of soil. Top layer, what you see on the earth, that is called as the top soil, which is rich with humus. Humus contains lot of nutrients which are required for the plants or for the crops to grow. Okay, lot of nutrients it contains. Minerals it contains. It can absorb lot of water. It can retain lot of air, which is very much essential for the crops to grow. That humus is present in the tops. It is present in the top soil, which can absorb. Humus can absorb lot of water. Humus can absorb lot of air. Humus contains lot of nutrients. Humus contains lot of nutrients, which is fertile, which is good for the crops, which is good for the plants. Then this humus is present in the top soil, children. Then actually when we tell different components of soil different horizons ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. We call it by the name like different horizons of soil. Horizons means different types of soil. Okay, children. Then ಈ ಟಾಪ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಟಾಪ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಟಾಪ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್, it will be porous, it can absorb lot of water. Okay, that is the speciality of this top soil. ಟಾಪ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಳಗೊಂದು ಲೇಯರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಏನಂತೇವಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಹಾರಿಜಾನ್ ಬಿ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಬಿ ಹಾರಿಜಾನ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಯೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಮಿನರಲ್ಸ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ದಟ್ ಮಚ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ and which is bit of hard soil, compact soil. So we call it by the name like middle layer of the soil, hard soil, compact layer of the soil. So we call it by the name like middle layer of the soil. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಯೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ಆ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಯೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹ್ಯೂಮಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತೈತೆ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಮಿನರಲ್ಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರ್ತೈತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಹ್ಯೂಮಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೆಸ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದ ಟಾಪ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಟಾಪ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಹ್ಯೂಮಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್, ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಟಾಪ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಮಿಡಲ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಸಾಯಿಲ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಮಗೆ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಜೀವಿಗಳು ಕಾಣುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಆ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಟೆಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಬೈ ದ ನೇಮ್, ಸೊ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಬೈ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಲೇಯರ್. ಮಿಡಲ್ ಲೇಯರ್ಗಿಂತಲೂ ನೀವು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾರಿಜಾನ್ ಸಿ. Is that hard, like rocks are present, hard rocks. Then like small lumps of rocks with cracks. Then actually so we can't find any like humus in this. Humus iralla ee layer alli. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಿನರಲ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. Minerals also will be very less. Less amount of water it can absorb. Can't absorb the water. Actually water is going to get seeped down. It can't absorb. Adre neer pass ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, adre neer absorb ಆಗಲ್ಲ third layer ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Then below this one layer is there children. Below third layer down there we find like bedrock. We find like the bedrock soil. Children. Then bedrock means lot of rocks are there, compact rocks. Okay. Enough for today. Okay, we'll continue in the next class. Okay children, try to read the textbooks. Okay, try to read the textbooks and go through the video completely. Whatever I am speaking, go through it, you can understand better. Okay children, thank you.